Good evening, everyone. And welcome to Puff and Drinks.
Yeah.
I'm Jimmy Jefferson.
Rodney Love.
Dennis Cotton. Take it away.
You're leading tonight.
I'm leading?
You're leading tonight.
I'm always leading.
You're going to lead. You're going to lead us.
Well, I'll introduce the topic.
Okay, go ahead and introduce the topic. But lead off and, give your 50-cent piece, and then after that, we're going to get into it.
I'm not ready.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute.
Well, yep. Let's get our startup drink.
All right.
I'm ready.
Cheers.
I'm ready. Cheers.
All right, gentlemen. Tonight, we're going to talk about an old topic. Reparations.
What?
Is it old or is it new?
Well, it's reparations.
It's reparations. Okay. So
Now, we're going to get into the thick
same
of it
thing.
of who gets it, who wants it, do you think we're going to get it, and what's our plan for getting it, if we are going to get it.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Before we start, Rodney, what is reparations?
Well, there was a little thing called slavery, followed by Jim Crow,
Did
followed
we
by
learn some
red
good
line.
skills from that, though? I think
We
learned
learned one or two,
Right.
you know.
Shoe shining and everything.
I learned how to build a Tonka toy.
There you go. I mean, we learned some skills.
You know,
they say we learned some skills.
Yeah.
Shoot, my great-great-granddaddy, he was the first landscaper.
There you go. Only thing is he didn't have a lawnmower.
He did it behind that mule.
Now, in all fairness, we need to thank none other than Ron DeSantis for bringing this to our attention.
Yes.
Right.
We didn't know.
No.
Yeah, I thought we was some straight up sharecrop. No, not even sharecroppers. Cotton pickers.
Cotton.
Well,
Cotton
I believe
pickers.
that we were agriculturists.
Well,
Yes.
Okay.
Well
yeah.
put.
and we were way south of the border.
Deep below the Mississippi line.
Yeah.
But now, there's been talk back and forth. In fact, I've heard a so-called black conservative said that we're not entitled to reparations, and his content based it on, well, it should have went directly to the people that were affected by it, which is asinine because those people eventually died right after slavery. I mean, hey, there was nothing to obtain. And he says, okay, I'm willing to even go to where's redlining. Okay, maybe you guys can get something off of redlining because it did affect, later generations. Now, I always like to pose a question. What are the two major forms of wealth in the whole world?
Well, let's see. I'm going to take the first shot.
Okay.
The producers, the manufacturers, those who can produce the product and sell the product.
No, individual wealth.
Oh, individual wealth. Oh, old money. Inherited money. Money you got from your great-great-grandpappy.
You inherit it, or you do it the old-fashioned way, you marry into it.
Ah.
So now,
I didn't do that.
just hypothetically speaking, let's just say the government would have given that 40 acres, all right? That 40 acres could have been cultivated.
Don't forget the mule.
And the mule.
And the mule.
Well, everybody couldn't get a meal. But
Well,
we'll go on.
Well, we were the mule,
True. That's true. That's true. Everybody couldn't get the meal. You got 40 acres, but let's be specific about that. The 40 acres and a mule was only given to slaves that were in Texas.
Exactly.
Now that I did not know.
And the sad part about this whole thing about reparations and then that they so-called paid us, you got your 40 acres and a mule and everything else. The 40 acres and a mule was only given to slaves and descendants of slaves. Well, not even descendants of slaves, just slaves in Texas. Now, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, North and South Carolina, and then even some of the northern states that actually had slaves did nothing.
Did nothing.
They did absolutely nothing. Now, they did release you, but you ended up in
sharecropping because that was the only thing that you knew.
Or indentured servitude.
Exactly.
So, Texas, that's why you get Juneteenth. Juneteenth is the reason why when they were free, they were actually given something, and okay, state of Texas was so big because of what they did to Mexico. Oh, did I say something wrong? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, but anyway, there was plenty of land to be had in the state of Texas. So that's why they said, okay, all the slaves here in Texas, you can get 40 acres and a mule.
Because I got to tell you,
That's historically accurate.
that I didn't know. I thought the concept was for
Across the board.
Across the
Right.
board.
No.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
The government had talked about
You learned something today, ladies and gentlemen.
Touche.
Puffin drinks.
Now, and sorry for cutting you off, right?
Oh, no.
Now, one of the things too, and this is just for our audience and everything else, the whole slave thing. Not all states agreed to let us go all at the same time. This was even crazier too, because even after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, it took almost 4 years for all the states to let us go.
Exactly.
And the thing that's crazy about this, when they did let us go, they didn't give us anything. But there were conditions that upon our release that, okay, if we let you go, then you're going to have to do this, and then they would charge us for everything that we bought in that area. Everything.
Yeah.
So
then, when you really think about it, let's just say it's obvious that wealth inequity exists. But let's just say we already established you either marry into it or you inherit it.
Yeah.
So again, if we had gotten that 40 acres, it could have been cultivated over the generations, locked in through marriage. Who knows what it could have turned into?
Yep.
I mean, Black Wall Street was on 40 acres.
Yep.
That's true.
Central Park. Central Park was also considered. It was a black neighborhood also. It was taken, of course. Then you had Lake Lanier. Now,
Good old Lake Lanier.
Lake Lanier, that's a story that no one talks about and everything else. The state of Georgia decided that they wanted that area to build a man-made lake, so they dammed it.
Over a black town.
Over a black town. And then just completely. Now, we don't know how many people actually died in that. They don't really truly say or anything like that, if anyone even died from it or not, but they took it. There's countless stories throughout the United States period of where we settled at and they took the land back. So even when we had it legitimately, they took it back.
Exactly.
I-375 here in Detroit.
Black Bottom.
Most people don't know that I-375 was actually an area where a lot of black men and women live and businesses thrive. They took it and turned it into a freeway.
Exactly.
So, I mean, these are the things that, and I get it, and I understand, the black conservatives. I understand that they have their thoughts about, do we deserve it or not?
Right.
Well, and I'm just going to go on record. Yes, we deserve every bit of it and then some. How we can get it, I don't know.
Now, that is the crust. That's the next thing. Because first, we still have to educate some individuals as to the actual powers of the government. Some people think the president could do it.
No.
And when Obama was leaving office, I'm listening to Al Sharpton, and you had about 3 or 5 older gentlemen who was like, Obama should just give every black man with a Social Security card $55,000.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give that a duh.
No, that's... duh. And see, understand this, the argument has been coming up, and there's been several different types of commissions, probably within the last 100 years, that's been trying to figure out a way to compensate us for the slavery issue.
Right.
The latest was as of 2019, and Takisi Coates, I believe that's his name. He was able to actually get a commission started with Congress, and this is during Trump's era.
Yeah, to initiate a study.
Yes, and the sad thing is, that's where it stayed. And there's no more from it. So when Biden was elected, the commission was disbanded, of course, and then there was no more conversation, and the study was discontinued.
Okay, so based upon what you just said, let me offer my 2 cents. Do we deserve it? What? Let me put it this way. If it was offered to us, well, hell yeah.
Yes.
Of course. Who wouldn't?
Bingo.
You know what? Hold on. Before we go any further, What would 40 acres and a mule be worth in $2,023?
You know what? It's funny that you mentioned that.
Okay, he has a study on that. Thank you, sir.
There was an actual study on that because when most of the slaveholders, when they got reparations, they were paid $70 per slave that they let go.
Yes.
In today's time, that would have been $70,000 per slave.
person. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, based upon that, 40 acres and a mule could be easily worth $70,000.
No, and
A
higher
lot
than
more.
that. In fact,
Probably
we
a couple
hunt
million.
on 40 acres, and I tell you what, you could put a university on there.
Okay.
You could put a hospital there, and
40
still have room
So 40 acres and a mule, easily $1 million or more.
easily.
Okay. So here's my take on this. First of all, like I said, I mean, if it was offered to me, I mean, I make pretty good money. I'm a public servant. I'm a gym teacher. You know, I do okay. I mean,
Good
I
gym
get to
teacher.
buy my coffee and all that. So, but if it was offered to me, oh freaking yes, I would take it. Do I
Right.
feel we deserve it? No. And let me tell you why. Because it's never going to happen. Never, ever, ever going to happen. If anything comes close to that, you're going to have considerable white support in government.
True.
And it just ain't there.
But now I will say this: it's most definitely going to be an uphill climb. But in order for there's two major things that has to happen. First, we got to get a Congress that not only looks like us more so, but values this content, and we got to come with a realistic, time-tested frame of what it is that we want that's going to benefit the whole.
Strike two.
Well, and see, that goes back to, you know, what Coates was trying to do. Oh, we got our first caller.
All right.
Let's get into it.
Exactly.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh man, are you on speakerphone?
Can you turn your
I
volume
can hear
down?
you. Can you hear me now?
Turn your volume down, please.
I don't have on speakerphone. I'm not on speakerphone.
Okay. She's not on the speakerphone.
Can you hear me, or do I need to talk louder or lower?
No, if anything, talk lower.
Talk
We hear
lower.
you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't know, because I'm not on speakerphone, so I didn't know if it was too loud.
Okay.
What I want to say is reparations is a fake conversation, because they still giving to others while they're still snaking and taking. I put that on the comments for you. We have had black congressmen, presidents, senators, councilmen. We have had so many black people that's supposed to be sitting up high and looking low, and everything, the money always flows into others. So they fix and build new countries. They give immigrants that come to our country. And so it's always a way to squander money away from us and then tell us that they got to keep doing studies. But they don't study how they fixing countries and taking care of immigrants every time they decide to let them flood into this country. Thanks for taking my call. I'll listen off the air.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I agree with you. I agree because we've had representation. And then don't get me wrong, this conversation has been going through for well over 100 years now. Mm-hmm. And no one could ever come to an agreement with us,
Right.
–
Because
Strike three.
well, it is what it is.
Right.
Let's call it for what it is. We can never come to an agreement because every time that we would have the conversation, and our intellectuals, you know, W.E.B. Du Bois, what is his name, Carter G. Woodson,
Yep.
a couple of other well-known brothers that were, you know, during this particular time when they had this conversation, they could never come to an agreement between all of them, all these intellectuals, black intellectuals, let me be very, very clear about that, of what we deserve. They could never do it. And then here we are now, it's 2023, we're having a conversation about reparations, and we still, even amongst the three of us, we probably could never come to an happy medium.
Let's
probably
try.
no way.
What the hell? Let's try. You know, but before we do that, we got to take our first station break.
Right.
Everybody, you're listening.
Thank you, caller.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. You're listening to WJZZ. Dang, I just lost my train of thought. You're watching WJZZ Cool
Alcohol
TV.
hit him already.
Is that what it is?
It's the Peroni, man. It's
Thank you.
Peroni.
That's a good beer, ain't
Thank
it?
you. You're watching WJZZ Cool TV. This is Puff and Drinks. Our topic for this evening is reparations. Should we get it? Do we deserve it? What the hell would we do with it if they gave it to us? Hypothetically. Okay? Look, call us. We want you to like us, subscribe. We want you to let us know that you are watching us and liking us. You know how to reach us. We've been doing this for a little while now. Feel free to call us at 313-355-6018. And back to the conversation.
Here we go.
Right.
I don't think we deserve it.
You don't think we deserve it?
I do not. I mean,
Okay.
once again,
Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you
because
talk.
once again, I mean, I'm looking from the perspective of it just ain't gonna happen. Let me put it this way: I think it was 1983. Reagan reimbursed Japanese Americans for internment during World War II.
Right.
That he did. He gave them $20,000 apiece.
$20,000.
Yes.
Now, how many? And if I remember correctly, when they interned them, there was only maybe 50,000, 100,000. The number was relatively small.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look what they did to our Native American Indian brothers and sisters.
Well, they
They didn't get a...
no, they didn't get 20,000.
No, I understand that, but they got the casinos.
Well,
no,
they
they didn't get.
In
them.
fact, I was on a Sioux reservation
Ah.
when I had to travel and go to work, and the government gave them the land that nobody wanted.
Ah.
They couldn't cultivate it, couldn't grow anything. It's like, hey, here you go. We'll give this one to you.
We're gonna give you barren land.
Right.
Here you go.
And then they had the balls to put a liquor store at the entrance of the goddamn land.
The fire war. There you go. Okay.
Hey.
Talking about getting effed over.
Well,
Oh my God.
at least they got something if it was a ball of rock.
But they had to take and pay for it,
Right.
though.
They had to.
Oh
And
my
now
God.
I tell you, when you go on the res now, and I mean no disrespect, but man, it looks worse than the third world.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Point taken. I guess what I'm saying is right now, let's say they had this study today.
Okay.
And let's say they, by some crazy ass imagination, waved my magic wand and they approved it.
All right.
How much? Hold on, wait a minute. And here's the thing. Right now, the black population, the population of African Americans in perspective to the total population is 14-15%. There's like 14-15 million of us. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, it would break the United... I guess what I'm trying to say is, it's so much money. Who would get it? Would LeBron James get it?
Good point.
Would Barack Obama get it? I love you, brother, but hell no, you don't deserve it. you paid. He paid.
See, I hear what you're saying on that and everything else, but the problem that I have with that, and the logic I have behind that is that, okay, I'm not even going to talk about how much money we gave Ukraine. I'm not going to talk about how much money we gave Israel. I'm not going to even talk about how much money we gave a lot of foreign countries and everything else, and the billions and billions. And then some of them, we give money just like when we cut our national budget every year, they automatically are in our national budget. They're automatically in it.
Right.
Israel's automatically in it. Ukraine damn near is almost automatically in it. There are several other countries that are like that too.
Almost automatically.
And see, the problem I have with that is that we've been here all our lives, especially, African Americans and everything else. We've been here all our lives and we've been going through this. And now we can't seem to get what we're actually entitled. So I think that overall that we probably need to make sure that we get some kind of consensus and at least come up with an amount. You can come up with an amount. I mean, how it can be dispersed is a whole nother story, but you can come up with it.
Okay, well.
Look, I agree with you, but the bottom line is, for us, It'll never happen. It just won't happen. Your arguments are sound, but there's too much.
Okay.
Like I said, our population is too large. I don't think we could afford it, even if they wanted to. There's too much hypocrisy. There's too much nationalistic interest that's going every which way. Bottom line is, I know y'all. No, I don't know y'all that well. Well, I'm not waiting for it. I'm just not waiting for it.
Well, now
if I get that check in the mail, well, yeah.
You cashing it just like how everybody else.
Cash that bad
first,
boy.
we got to look more outside the fact of it being a check. I mean, it's going to be a broad range of things that we would have to ask for.
Yes.
You know, it could be, you know, if
Because
I'm
if you go
68
strictly financial, you're not going to get it.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
like you say,
All right,
strictly
let's
financial. Like
You're not gonna get it.
Cedric said, you know, Cadillac can have a record year, or you know, you had every bootleg church giving that to their pastor.
And Dave Chappelle said all KFCs would go out of business.
Man.
Next caller.
Oh, we have another caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, this is a deep conversation, and just a couple of things. First of all, I'd like to thank you for some of the Black history education
Yeah.
that I received earlier on. I've been learning, but as far as reparations go, okay, they gave, you know, they give a little bit here and they give a little bit there. We're not going to get nothing. We need to just start working and taking care of ourselves. That's my, you know, like Mr. Cotton said, it's a whole lot of money. It's a whole lot of it. So, what we deserve, we're not going to get. We're going to have to take what we need and work together. We're not working together. You know, even a black family that received their land that was taken from them, I think it was in California, some beachfront property.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember that.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, they got it and they started.
I forgot about that. Another situation where their land was taken too.
You know, that was yours to do, but we need to get together. We got to research, you know, get Dr. Gates. You know, we need to do some research and pull together like every other culture does. Or am I using the right term? Everybody else gets together, but we don't.
My point exactly. That's what you know. I indicated we need to have a realistic, well thought out plan of what it is we want, and stop and take our own interests out, our own individual.
Right.
You know,
I mean, reparations to me. The city of Detroit is having a reparations meeting. I think it's tomorrow about what could be done. All we do is talk. We all talk and no action.
And don't get me wrong.
Yes.
And
Thank you, caller.
And you know, with that being said, and again, a lot of talk has been had over 100 years.
right?
You know, and you've had all the so-called educated, you know, black men and women of the day, you know, having a conversation about reparations, but they can never come to a general consensus of what
it is we
what
right.
you want. You know,
I think we're focusing on the wrong thing.
You know what?
I mean,
I agree.
Of course,
I agree.
We don't even get recognition for some of our for some of the inventions that make the world go around. So why we think we're getting some reparations? I don't know what's wrong with us. You ain't getting your recognition for day-to-day contributions.
Marcus Garvey spoke about this years ago too, and he had got to the point where give us our own state. He had actually even said, give us our own state, you know, because his thought was, you're never going to give me the money. You're never going to do that. But give us our own state and let us take and fend for not fend for ourselves, but build our own communities, our own nation. Of course, they were never going to let that happen.
Yeah.
You know,
every time we did, what happened?
yeah.
They burned it down.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and there's countless Black Wall Streets throughout.
From history, I mean, I understand that, but we are not, I mean, not to say all of us,
too many of us, we're not even building our own community.
I agree.
Yes.
We agree.
Yes.
You know, so if we can like get together like Jewish people, Asian people, everybody else but us. I don't know what it is. So they not worried about no reparations because we ain't gonna do nothing.
True.
She made a good point.
In my opinion.
All right.
So
She made a good point.
All right. Well, thank you, caller.
I think we should toast that.
Yeah, caller.
Damn, that's pretty good.
You did not call blowing smoke.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
invest and be our own 1%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got money. They ain't worried about us.
Mm-hmm.
Based upon what she said, why are we even having this conversation? Because it's never going to happen, guys.
Well,
And see,
I think this conversation should fuel the next conversation.
I agree.
about
I agree.
Fuel the next time.
Get the hell off the phone.
We need a plan.
somebody else get shot, killed, or something wrong to us, and then we march for a couple of weeks, and then we go back to doing what
You know
Doing
what?
nothing.
But you
Doing
know
nothing.
what? But, but see, the thing
Radio
is,
revolutionary.
I think we need to get away from the actual the marching and and demanding. Sometimes, if you notice, and this has happened all over the world, stop asking, take. You're going to have a situation where you're going to have to take what is rightfully yours, and that's the only way you're going to do it. You're going to have to take.
Okay, take. I would have to. I think we need a whole nother conversation on tape. But just like the marching. Oh, I don't want to mess up my Black history, but when they boycotted the buses, okay,
Right.
they didn't do it. They got together and they got to work and did things other than using the buses.
They had a plan.
They had a plan.
They had a plan.
They had a plan.
That was the key to that whole thing. They had a plan. See,
we were good. Back in the 50s and 60s, we were real good at
and
organizing
caller,
and having a
we hate
plan.
to let you go, but we got to let some other calls come in too.
Okay, all
But
right.
thank you for calling in too. We appreciate that, and please keep us in mind.
Yeah. Brother Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. Now, of course, we're not advocating violence, but, I mean, we're very good at, I don't know who said it. It was either you or maybe the caller. We're very good at marching. We're very good.
Yes,
we're
we
very
are.
good at gathering in churches. We're very good at praying. And then the next day we do nothing.
Well, the reason why is because what we're fighting is rooted in policy. If you cannot get into the position to change policy, you're not going to get anything.
Well, there you
And
go.
see,
Right.
I'm assuming that.
Is that another caller? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
No.
Well, I tell you what, you know what? It's time for another station break. All right, it's coming up on 6:30. You're watching Puffin Drinks. Dennis Cotton, Jimmy Jefferson, Rodney Q. Love.
Hey.
Our topic for this evening is reparations. Should we get it? Do we deserve it? What the hell are we going to do with it if we did do it? There you go. We are on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and all the major streaming, blah, 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 blah. Feel free to like. We want you to like. Feel free to like, subscribe. Call in at 355-6018. Let us know what you think, what you're thinking, and what you're not thinking.
We really want to know what your opinion is of whether or not reparations should be something that we should shoot for, or is this just a dead conversation, or is this a conversation that we're having over Thanksgiving dinner? Because we've had it for years. We've had this conversation for years. We've come close to getting somebody to listen to us and everything else, but let's be realistic. And just like Rodney said earlier, this is something that would have to be rooted in a congressional, decision. Yeah. They're going to have to make a decision whether or not, we deserve it or not, and make a plan or decide, what do we get? Because they're having arguments now about Ukraine. They're having arguments about Israel. Because there are some talks about, some of the actual congressional people not giving Israel anything without conditions.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Brother Obama Says, listen, I got you guys a 30-day window to come up with something collectively that would represent reparations for everybody. 30 days, I can get it pushed through. Go.
We would be late. I'm sorry, family. I'm sorry. We would be.
Mr. President.
Did you say 30 or 31? Yeah. Somebody said he said 31.
Well, I got to talk to my pastor.
Mr. President, while we're negotiating, is it okay if we have a few drinks, to mellow us out? We couldn't do it.
You know what? You're absolutely right, because even if he actually did say, you got 30 days to come up with this, right, and then after the 30 days, we'll decide on how we can actually take and portion it out. Knowing my people, and I've been black a few years, folks.
One or two.
Just exactly. You're going to end up where, for whatever reason, you give us 30 days, you're going to end up where somebody's going to say, why 30 days? Then we're going to quibble over 30 days. Yeah. And then by the time it's all said and done with, we done went from 30 days to 6 months, and then nothing is done. Nothing is done.
So, again, in order for us to do this, again, we can do two parallels. We can try and get our Congress to, look like us, to represent us. And at the same time, too, while we're trying to do that, we can come up with something realistic. Because, look, first, everybody ain't getting $1 million.
No.
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 That's not going to happen.
But guess what? You could get a break in your homestead tax.
Well, okay. Let's think back a couple of years ago when everybody was getting the stipend checks, the STEM checks. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's have that conversation.
Yeah. Let's have that.
Because when everybody was getting the STEM checks, people who were not making money or whose income was less than, we'll just say, less than $30,000 a year,
right?
They were actually getting their income had already shot up to $50,000 from the stimulus checks. It changed a lot of lives.
Right.
It really
for the
did.
better.
For the better, absolutely. It
I
did.
like to
It
hear
changed
that.
It changed a lot of lives for the better. Then, of course, you had those who were buying flat panels and. And then creating
new
more
rims
families
for my ride.
Well, I mean, but you also got to keep in mind that
some weed.
They stopped shopping at Spartan stores.
No, well, you have to shop.
Getting them greasy ass ham line.
I hear there was a run on hair weaves.
Yes, sir. It was
a run on hair weaves.
Yes. Everybody, yes. But we got to keep in mind, gentlemen, that at some point in time, we're going to have to. They're going to have to give us what is owed to us.
And I'm not even on a selfish tip to this. I'm more so looking down the line for the kids. Let's look at the student debt issue. If my kid could go to college for free, the Indians can.
Yes, all day long.
Native Americans.
Why not us?
Yep. They could have easily done that. If you really wanted the truth, they could have easily done that. And then that could have been another way of saying, here's reparations. Now, okay, we're not going to give you land. We're not going to give you any financials, but we're going to make sure that you're able to go to any state institution for free.
But wait, you could do that now in Michigan through the governor's, oh my God, I can't think of the name of it. You can go to school here in the state of Michigan for at least 2 years.
But look how long it took to get to that point.
Right.
Okay.
But still, I mean, hell, people are $100,000 in debt after 2 years anyway at a traditional. And then we still have to worry about, because you already know, once something like that is established, the university we went to will not be up to par.
Oh, no. Of course not.
Because there's this misconception that, how can I say, we'll get a different exam than everyone else. Our equal rank exam will not be up to par as everybody else's exam.
Why do I have to be on time to go to class today?
Our affirmative action credentials, let's think about it. Everybody think that affirmative action means you get to whiz through. No, it don't.
No, you got to put the work in.
Yeah, I got the same. I got to take the same test. I got to do the same shit that everybody else do.
Affirmative action was designed to level the playing field for women.
Women were the biggest proponents of white
people
women.
don't understand, and it was not designed for black people. It was never designed for black people. Black people were able to actually take advantage of it,
right?
But it was never designed for
women,
for black folks.
White women.
White women. It was designed to bring them into the workforce.
I don't believe it.
And to also allow them contracts.
What you saying, man?
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to see, this is where I have a problem with this whole situation with with not even affirmative action, but with reparations overall. They've been trickling things throughout the years to other races.
Yeah.
Right.
They've been doing it. I mean, you had the Japanese Americans. They've had their share of wealth. Yeah. Then you had let's be realistic. The Jewish Americans. They've had their share of wealth and everything else.
Whoa.
They allow no. They allowed them to take and bring all their wealth from Germany here. Oh, okay, we got a caller. Hello, caller. Hold on. Let's turn it up. Hold on. Okay.
We might have to move this to a cell phone.
No, I... Caller, can you call us back? Call us back, caller. Thank you. Sorry about that.
All right, not sure what's...
You're echoing now.
Okay, that's me.
Okay, there it is.
Okay, not sure what's...
Okay,
we have, okay.
Right. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, caller.
Nope. We can't hear it all now.
You know what? I don't know what's going on here. I tell you what, if anybody wants to call in, I'm going to give you my cell phone number.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No, let's not get started. But we can
Yeah. Let's do that. Because I'm going to call and wake his ass up by 4 in the morning.
All right, well, okay, you know what we can and what we will do and everything else, we can continue the conversation in our chat.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to, do that and everything else, please, we'll respond to you in our chat. We apologize. We're having a little technical difficulty tonight, but we can continue the conversation in our chat. But we definitely want to hear your input on this because it ain't going away. Let's be realistic. It ain't going away. For every generation, someone has brought up the conversation about it. Okay.
Got another?
Okay. Hello, caller.
Oh, he had to ignore it because we're getting the feedback.
Okay.
All right. Well, you know what? I tell you what. Let's. Hello.
No, that's just.
All right. So let's pretend Barack Obama's right here, right now, and he says, "Look, guys, come up with something in 30 days. I'll push it through. Go." All right, gentlemen. Let's have a serious conversation.
Right.
What could we possibly push through in 30 days? I'm sorry. What could we possibly come up with
in 30
that
days?
he could push through? I don't see money. I do not see money. I mean, look. Let's be honest. If some of us will pay down debt, which is a good thing. Some of us we will invest, which is a good thing. Some of us we may even start a small business, which is a great thing. But the rest of us, we're gonna go buy some clothes. We're gonna go buy some liquor.
Well, we gotta pay our baby mamas.
We gotta pay our baby mamas. we're gonna buy some weed.
The weed most definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
And not to mention the hair weed.
Oh my God! Do not.
I'm sorry. That's just what I
and you know what? I understand that we do things that probably other races do also when
Yes, they do.
when they get an unusual amount of money. Okay, but let's be realistic. The majority of us actually want to get up out of the hole that we're in.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Get out. Get
we
the
actually
fuck-
do that.
get out of
the
here.
majority of us actually want to do that. Do I believe that President Obama and he's not president, or President Biden could actually do that? No. No. Do I believe that any part of government would be able to do something like that? No. But I do believe that if you can take in and set up funding for multiple countries that have the abilities to fund themselves,
That's
you
true.
can do the same thing for us.
Now I don't know. Now that I could never understand. Israel, even though it's a small country, it is a very, very wealthy
country.
powerful country. Their military is fifth, if not in the Middle East, in the world. Now,
They're the only Middle Eastern country that actually has nuclear power. They're
Yes.
Only.
yes.
And they were granted that.
So,
But they're one of our top allies, and that is to keep Russia down.
That's to keep Russia down, but they ride in the middle, and we do trade arms with them.
Exactly.
So a lot of stuff, the Uzi. The
Yeah.
Uzi came
I got
from-
one.
Yeah, okay, well that's exactly.
hey,
One of the most highly sought after guns.
Oh, yeah.
So they've done a lot of different things, and they still do a lot of different things. But let's be realistic. The American government, they will make and decide who they
Right.
choose to give
Of course.
money to at
Classic
any point in
John.
time. Thank you,
of
sir.
course.
So
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with you on what you
Okay.
said, but just because I'm like, yeah. I mean, I agree with you on what you said concerning how our government treats, other countries.
Well, also,
I agree with that.
keep in mind too, there is a quid pro quo that our government gets from someone.
Oh, of course. You don't get nothing for free.
Oh no. There's never anything for free, and then we don't really know what the back end deal is.
Exactly.
We really and truly don't.
Right.
Do we know what's going to happen when Ukraine finally gets their sovereignty?
I'm willing to bet
Don't know.
they'll live pretty much like Native American. It's like, okay, we'll give you some land that nobody wants. Maybe it'll help kill you off. I don't know.
All right, so money is off the table.
Of course.
What about educational grants?
Well, again, I'm in favor of that, but if I'm, been ignorant all my life,
Who cares?
who cares?
Why bother?
He said, all his life.
if I'm a Trump fan, living.
Well, you could be a black for Trump.
I just want to
You can
make
be black,
America
right,
great
right.
again.
But that I think would actually work. It really would if we could actually give educational grants. You can actually convince the younger generation
Oh,
to
yeah.
actually take that.
And
It would take that.
that's why I'm emphasizing for the future.
Oh, yes.
Because we screwed.
No, let's be realistic. Anything, below 1969, there's not much coming.
Yeah, no.
There's not much
Yeah.
coming, kids. It's pretty much a done deal. We're moving into the next generation.
All right, gentlemen, I hate to cut you off, but we need to do our final station ID break. Once again, you are watching WJZZ Cool TV. Puffin Drinks, here we are. I'm Dennis Scott and Jimmy Jefferson, Rodney Q Love, and we're talking and drinking and having fun. Our topic, what's our topic? I remember, I'm just being so. Reparations.
That we ain't going to get,
We're not
according to you.
We're not going. Okay. I'm sorry.
We ain't gonna get none of it. He said we can't have none of it.
I'm sorry.
He said we can't have none of it.
look,
You can't have no reparations.
If I could wave a magic wand, I would bless everybody who deserves it. But here's the question.
Hey, this is Dennis Cotton.
Sorry. But
Duh.
trying to get our con.
Okay, but here's the question. Does LeBron James get it? Does or his son? I think he has one or two kids.
Yes.
Does
three.
Beyonce's
Boys and
daughter? Does she deserve reparations? How do you figure out who truly deserves it or who truly can benefit from it, as opposed to who really needs it?
Then I'm going to take and flip this side. Then, how was it decided if you were Native American?
Huh?
How was it decided if you were Native American? I'll tell you
you-
exactly how it was decided.
Okay.
We gonna give you what we don't want, and you have no choice.
But here's what was unique about what they did for the Native Americans. They allowed the Native Americans to go to college for free, and all you had to do is say that, I think it's a percentage that you have to be, and say that you're Sioux or Blackfoot or whatever tribe that you come from. Cherokee, so forth from down the line.
But again, how many times have you been on the Wjzz?
Point made.
When people try and categorize us as, oh, you're lazy, you're blah, 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 they got the same problems and not worse than we are.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
I mean, man, you'll see Mac and Bewick at the Sioux Canal the same way.
Yeah.
So, again, it has to be, I wouldn't say broad, but it has to be like laser focused as to what it is that can benefit.
But if you're laser focusing it, I mean, I like it, but you're still gonna leave somebody out.
Somebody's gonna be left out.
Yes, a laser beam is just maybe the size of the head of a pin.
Right.
So,
but again, I mean, do you think you could sit 30 black folks in the room here and we come up with a good idea?
In 30 days?
Let us not stay on ceremony on that, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
I think if we're drinking, maybe.
It's possible, but it will probably take another 30 days for us to actually figure out how to come up with the process and a plan.
So, again, there's some things we got to be accountable for.
And that's inherently, but gentlemen, and let us be realistic, and this is just my 10-cent piece on this whole thing. We're inherently, and it's almost in DNA in our bodies now, where we pull away from each other.
Oh,
we do.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
We're like crabs in a barrel. We're going to always constantly keep pulling each other down and everything else, but, we're not going to come up with that one solution, because Lord knows if one of us come up with that solution, that's that smarty-arty Negro. So, and we ain't going to handle it.
Did you say the Negro word?
I actually did.
Oh, my God.
So, I mean, I'm just calling the spade a spade. Oh, my God. I said that, too. Okay.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I hate to cut you off. It's 6:49. We are almost done.
It's been a fruitful show.
It's been fruitful, but did we arrive at a meaningful conclusion? No.
I want a watermelon patch.
Oh, that's going to help. That's it. Oh, my God.
Next to my Cadillac.
Man, that was
a bucket of fried chicken, too.
Yeah.
Oh, this show is probably going to get a high ratings next week.
And a white woman. A fat white woman with one tooth in her head.
Oh, my God.
All right. Gentlemen, this is Wjzz Cool TV. Shit. Watch us, subscribe.
Please watch us. We need help.
Yeah. Puffin' drinks. And I think we are about done.
And thank you once again.
Yeah.
Let's continue the conversation online, folks.
And I want a bag of skins. I want to own a skin factory.
Please don't give us threatening letters.
Oh, boy. We're going to be on
Emails.
national news by the weekend. All right, we off. Thank y'all.
Later.
Have a good night.